Leo, how you doing? Or Leo//Aquarius, how are you, number 8? So debates or the name Yates. Someone Paulie Yates or like something to do with that, like bed and breakfast or something. You might be going to a bed and breakfast, or Johnny or Vaughan, or like the big breakfast. So you might be going out for eating a lot of breakfast. Like, would you like to go out for breakfast? Or like Tiffany. Tiffany's at breakfast, something to do with breakfast, dinner and tea, breakfast, dinner and tea, breakfast, brunch and dinner. Or you just cook a lot, or you're always like making a lot of breakfasts or cooking a load of food or buns and stuff like that. So anyway, Leo, are you alright? So the task that could never be completed, you really could be dealing with a Virgo because I'm kind of picking up like a 9 energy. Anyway, you're right. So Leo, if you haven't seen this channel before, this is not a tarot reading section, that comes afterwards, okay, on a separate reading. But this is your July intergalactic channel messages, and we see if we can get any kind of messages going for you instead of looking at the tarot. They're both different, okay. So for a start, I'm kind of looking at, okay, I'm just going to start something, okay, and you just start, you could really be dealing with Gemini, but I'm just going to start something, and I'm just going from work, and I just sit down, and I'm just looking at it, and then all of a sudden I get interrupted and the phone goes. Or like I'm just starting something, this project, and I just start doing it, but then I can't ever seem to finish it. Or the name Justin, or Justice, which would mean a Libra or a 2 somewhere, okay? But I'm hearing, I just start something, and as I'm just about to start, I don't get to finish this task. And it's like, say for instance that you just get home from work and you sit down and then you're like, you know what, I've got this thing and I'm just about to start, but I don't never get to see it right through to the end. So it's kind of like that you've got multitasking, but like doing so much and taking so much on that it doesn't seem as if there's enough hours in the day. Okay, or the name Colin, or the name Day somewhere, okay? But like night and day, something to do with the moon, so you are looking at like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, possible Virgo energies. But it feels like this impossible mission, like Tom, what's his name, Cruise, and like impossible mission, and it's like an impossible task to physically ever really complete one of them. It's like there are so many things to do for your month that you can't ever seem to have time to do what you want to do. And it's like, okay, I really want to do this. Oh, brilliant. Okay, right, I'll start that, but I don't finish it. And you really could be dealing with someone like myself. This is Gemini Moon. Now, where do I come up in this? Don't worry about me, but that's what I'm trying to educate people is look for the numbers. Okay, so I have an Aquarius in Venus, right? So I'm in this reading even though I'm doing Leo because we're looking at 8. Okay, but I have a Gemini Moon. So it's kind of like that, right? Like I have a task and I'm doing it, but I don't complete it. And I've got another task and then I'm doing it, but I don't complete it. Now, any of you out there have that scenario like mine, right, where you got 10,000 different YouTube channel things open, or you got 10,000 different kind of things that you're doing, and you start watching something but you don't finish it, okay? Or you start a project and as you're doing it, you don't get to finish it. Or you just sit down and you could be dealing with a fish, which means Pisces somewhere, but I'm just sitting down and I'm just about to do something but I don't get to finish it. Now, if you're watching this, please do not click off. Please do not click off, okay? Try and keep consistent with the algorithm, okay? And just let it play. Even if you don't want to listen to it, but you want to help out with the channel, please try not to click on and then click off and come back later, okay? Because it really doesn't help the algorithm, okay? So try and just like turn the volume off if you have to, and then come back later. But it does really help. It does confuse the algorithm if you click off, click on, click off, click on, you know, that kind of thing. And it feels like that I click on something and then as soon as I'm starting it and then I click off and then I click on and then I click off, or like you're going from multiple channel to channel to channel to channel and you skip all the way through, try to get to the main messages, not finding one of those and then click off and go to another one, skip through that, pretty much don't get to finish that one, and then and it's kind of like all these things open. Like, I don't know if you've got a phone and you've got like multitasking of multimedia like everywhere and you've got so many like windows open and like you're kind of like, man, it's like I've got like this window open, that window open, this window open, that window open, this window open, that window open, and I've got all these readings or I've got all these things that I want to do but I don't get some time to do it. Or like I'm window shopping and I'm looking at all these things that I want to buy but I just don't buy one of them. It's kind of like I want to buy all of them but I don't know which one to buy first. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit like window shopping and trying to buy something but not being able to make up your mind if you want to buy it or not. And it's kind of like, well, I've got that because I'm picking up like a 7, so you could be dealing with like a life path 7 or a Cancerian or something, but I'm seeing in my head like a 7 of cups. And it's like, you know what, I'm kind of like looking at something and thinking, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, I'll do that one. Okay, no, okay, I'll do that, but then I'm going to change my idea and do something else. Okay, now I've got this window open, and now I'm looking at that, but now, okay, now I've got another window open, and another window open, and there's another window of opportunity. Okay, brilliant, there's an opportunity there, great. I'll start that. Okay, now I didn't finish that, I'll do that. Okay, I won't finish that. Okay, I'll do that. And it's like these multiple energies that are all building up where you don't seem to get anything finished or don't seem to have time for yourself. Okay, now if you are, say, just a Leo and you're not really relating to these too much of windows, okay, then it might have something to do with around, like I said, internet, because it's like internet stuff. And it's like I've got so many windows open and so many opportunities out there that I don't know which one to take first. Okay, so I don't know if this is coming up as a person or something that you're doing, but it feels like the moment you make up your mind, it's changed, and that's why you could be dealing with someone like myself, like a Gemini. Okay, and it's like, okay, I'm going to throw these ideas at you. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's make an idea. Would you like to go to the zoo? Right, and you're like, you don't have to be going to the zoo, Leo, but it's like, would you like to go to the zoo? And it's like, oh, that's a possibility. You're like, okay, so right, so do you want to go to the zoo? Well, I don't mind. Do you want to go? It's like, well, I don't mind. Do you want to go? And you're like, well, I don't know. You make the decision. You're like, man, I can't because I'm a Gemini, right? Or / Capricorn, right? And it's like, okay, I'll make up my mind then. Okay, we'll go to the zoo. It's like, well, I really don't know if I want to go to the zoo. How about if we go there? And you're like, right, hold on a minute. So you don't want to go to the zoo? You're like, well, I don't mind if we go to the zoo, but like, you know, we can go somewhere else if you want. You're like, okay, so right. Opportunity. It's like, so we've got like 3 or 4 places that we could go. Okay, which one do you want to go to? I don't mind. What do you want to do? And you're like, right, okay, now I'm really suffering because I could be like a Gemini / Capricorn person. I'm like, well, I'm really suffering because I would really like you to make a decision. It's like, no, you're the decision maker. You know, you're the driver. You're the Cancerian or 7. You're the one that is supposed to make the decision. Like, okay, so I've made a decision. We'll go here. I really don't know if I want to. How about this place? And you add something else into the mix, and you're like, fucking hell, bro. Like, hold on a minute. We had 4 options, and we're just about to come to a conclusion of what we're going to do, and then you give me another one. You're like, why put all these options in front of me when we had 4? We've come to the conclusion about discussing where we're going to go, and then all of a sudden, like, you add another thing into the mix, and you're like, man, now I'm coming up with like 7 opportunities. So, like, what do I do? Right? So you really could be dealing with like a life path 7, a Cancerian, or just the general story itself. Okay, but it's like I've got so many things on, and I've got so many plans and so much stuff that I want to do, or so many things that I want to buy that I just don't know what to buy first. And it's kind of like going to a shop, for instance, and you might be going out shopping this month, Leo, and you've just got paid, right? And you go shopping and you're like, oh, ooh, look at that shiny thing, I want that. And you're like, are you going to buy that? And you're like, oh, I don't know, probably next month. And you're like, well, why not? And you're like, well, because I've seen this thing down like in another shop. And you're like, okay, so why don't you buy that then? You're like, oh, well, I don't know, because there's this thing as well. And you're like, oh, like there's so many things. I mean, this, like I said, it might be that you want to buy something, or it might even be the fact that you are selling something and you work at a shop and people come in and they go, hello madam, how are you? And you're like, hello Belinda, yes, I would like that. And you're like, oh, do you want, how many would you like of those? And you're like, and like, what, 2 of them? And you're like, yeah. So they're like, okay, so you give them 2 and they go, no, I want 3. And you're like, right, so you've got to take it back, and you're like, okay, now you've got 3, there you go. And it's kind of like this where you might be coming up against a lot of like confusion during your month, where like as soon as you make a decision, someone changes it, okay? And you're like, say you, for instance, that you're working, and they make a decision, they go, let me think. And it's like looking around a box of chocolates but taking 2 hours to pick which one you want. And you're like, do you want a chocolate? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, okay, which one do you want? And they're like, and this person's sitting back drooling, thinking, fuck, hurry up and pick one of those chocolates, will you? Because, or is this someone that gets very impatient around shopping, and they're like, let's just walk down the fish aisle, and you're like, yeah, well, I am a fish, bruv, I could be a Pisces, I don't really want to go down the squid aisle, bruv. And you're like, okay, well, I'm a Pisces, let's go shopping and let's have a look at the, like, all the fish. And you're like, yeah, this is brilliant. You're like, oh, look at that one. And you're like, yeah, bruv, that's brilliant, sweetheart. Like, are you finished yet? And you're like, oh. I mean, it's just a couple that goes out shopping quite a lot, and you go like food shopping, and you go clothes shopping, and you go to places, and then when you go, oh, this is going to be a guy, bruv. This is going to be a guy who's kind of like, oh, like, yeah, it's like, right, I just need to buy some knickers, and you're like, right, brilliant, yeah, that's great. It's like, well, hold on, I want the right colour, and you're like, okay, just like, we'll get them then. I'll stand outside and have a cig, bruv. And you're like, okay, this is a little bit like, is she ready yet? And you're like, oh God, you wasn't a rush into, you can't ever just take your time. You're like, yeah, but I don't, you know, like, I can see these couple like really like struggling with like trying to like, I don't know, as if you're bad as one another and you can never really make up your mind. And the moment that you do, you both change it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm picking up a story for you for this month. I mean, this is just entertainment purposes, man. It doesn't have to be, but me as a visionary person that channels messages, a lot of people like this sort of stuff, right? So I'm keeping them separate. But I really keep picking up, like, you know, oh, okay, I'm hearing, shall we separate? It's like, okay, you go off there then, and I'll go off down here. If you don't like doing all of that and you don't want to come, then I'll go on my own. Or like, we will go together, but I'll go over there, and then you go and have a look at that, and I'll go and have a look at that, and you go shopping in those clothes, or for clothes, and you go there, and I'll go here. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a wandering energy, like a Virgo energy, like wandering. And the scenario I pick up is like that 1% thing that I can't ever get. Now, a Virgo can do this, especially when shopping or anything like that. They can think, oh, I want that 10. Like, that's the thing that I really want. And then when it comes to crunch time, they're like, oh, no. Or, like, even, like, time. And you have a bit of time in yourself and you're like a 9 somewhere. And you're kind of like, yeah, now I've got a bit of time on my own and I can now sit back and do something. And then the phone goes and you're kind of like, oh, man, what? I'm just called into work? You're like, I didn't get to do that one thing that I really wanted to do. I didn't get to do it. And you're like, oh, really? But we were just there. Like, why didn't you do it whilst we were there? And you're like, well, I didn't think. And you're like, well, no, you know what thought did? You forgot, right? And you're like, oh, no, I forgot to get that one thing. Can we go back? And you're like, oh, man. And it's like this frustrating energy for you of, like, trying to work with your partner but work against them but work with them kind of thing. Now, I don't know if you're physically working with somebody at the moment, and it might be able to do with, like, training someone up or something, because I'm picking up like training, okay, like training day. And now that came up for another reading, and it's like, look, I'm having to train someone up, and they're like, just as they're about to get it, they don't. And you're like, have you got it? Okay, let me tell you. Okay, then let me tell you again. So this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to say, and everything else. And you're like, okay, now I'm training someone up, and you're like, okay, have you got it? And they're like, no, what did you say? And you're like, oh, bro, okay, so let me tell you one more time, okay? So what I want you to do is blah, 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 so on and so forth, and this and that and that, and okay, so have you got it? And they're like, nah, bro, computer says no. And you're like, really? I just got all the way over there and they said no? So is that something that you think that you're going to get but you don't? Kind of that feeling, like I got all the way over there and we went all the way over to this place to try and get something, okay, and I know that they sell it, they must do, and I get all the way over there and I finally make that decision to buy it and they haven't got it. And it's like, oh my God, man, that just took me like 2 weeks to save up for something and I really wanted it, and then just as I'm about to buy it I realise they've sold out and I have to wait 2 months. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this could be general for a lot of you. Like me, I want to buy a thing called a deluge, and that could well be coming up for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you think, okay, right, brilliant. I want to buy this, and this, and I've made my mind up. Okay, this is what I want to buy. Brilliant, and I'm going to buy it. Whatever happens, I'm going to buy it. Right, and that one thing that you've chose to do, okay, you like think, right, that's what I'm going to buy, and you go and buy it, and the moment you do, it's gone, and then it's sold out, and you're like, oh man, that's took me like 4 months to save up for that, or that's took me like, or all month to like wait for this thing, okay, and then I'm just about to get it and they haven't got any left, and you're like, what do you mean the hell, what do you mean that you've sold out? And you're like, yeah, no, we're sold out, but we're going to get something like 2 or 3 months time. I mean, do you work at a place like this and this happens? And you're kind of like, yeah, sorry, but we haven't got any squid, bruv. I'm sorry, but we don't, we sell squid, but we haven't got any squid, right? And you're like, oh, what do you mean? It's like, well, yeah, we haven't got any. It comes in next week, but, you know, it's like, yeah, but that's not fair. I want some now. And you're like, well, I'm sorry, bruv. What do you want me to do about it? Like, I just work here. And they're like, yeah, well, that's not fair because you always sell these. And you're like, yeah, we always do sell them. Of course we do, and we have got them. We just haven't got any now. And you're like, yeah, but that's not fair, man. I've been like really fancy that. Like, I really want that to eat, or like, I really want that thing. And you listen. Listen, mate, you might want it, but we haven't got it, Tyrone. We don't sell them. Or like, but you do. Yes, but we haven't got any left. Right? So it feels like that people are wanting these things, and when I mean, look, I'm picking up like a Libra energy, which could mean that you sell it, okay? Or the name Sal. But like, you know, it's kind of like, no, but I really want that. And you're like, yeah, but you can't. I'm sorry, but we don't have any left. Like, we're going to make a load or something like that, but we're sold out. Like, everything's gone. Like, it's all been sold out and we don't have any. So you're going to have to like wait a week or two. Okay. So, man, this really could be my CPAP. I'm even getting like really pissed off waiting for my CPAP, man. It's been over a week. It looks like there could be a delay with that and also. Right. But like, it's like that. It's like, well, we've got one left, and you can either have it, and it's like a window shopper, and it's kind of like, well, we've got one left, but it's a window item, right? And it's like, yeah, well, I want that then. You can't. I'm sorry, because that's like, well, that's a fish that's gone off, so you can't have that. I'm sorry, because that's like a window one. You know, what's the point of it being in the window if like I can't buy it? And so, well, yeah, it's probably gone off. It's just like it's just there for like decoration. You know, well, why is it that you're like spreading all of this stuff for decoration, but then when I come to buy it, you haven't got any? It's like, yeah, well, we have to. It's kind of like an eBay page or like something like that. And you go on eBay, okay, and the company has got it that they sell it, but then when you go to buy it, it says that we haven't got any left, and you're like, well, why on earth have you still got that up as advertising as if you're selling it? And you're like, well, it's up here, but I don't know if I want to sell it, or like, can you? What the fuck is this? Excuse me, Leo / Aquarian. But it's kind of like window shopping for things to buy, but the person that has them doesn't have them. Because they've either one, sold everything, or like there's something that I really want and I'm saving up for it myself in order to buy, but by the time I get there, it's gone. It's the fastest cake on earth, man. It's gone. So it could be food, right? It could be food, or the name Scott, right? But or scotched egg. I keep picking up like a Scotch or a Scotchman, but like a scotched egg, So it's like, I want to buy an egg, and you're like, well, I can't. I mean, people won't sell out of eggs, really. Or people are selling eggs, are they? Unless you're eating a lot of eggs. But like, what is that for? Selling eggs. We're going to sell eggs. I mean, do you work in a supermarket or something like that, and you sell eggs and things? Like you sell eggs. Sell eggs. Sell egg, leg. Do you sell legs? Really? You're right, sweetheart. Do you sell legs? Nah, bruv, we don't sell legs. Oh, really? Do you sell arms? Oh, what is that? Firearms? Is it a fire sale? Like, it's all got to go, like, real quick, and it's a fire sale around Sal's channel. But, like, it's a fire sale, and everything's got to go, and it has, but now we've sold it all, and more people want more stuff. I mean, Sal's got good options. You could go there. Probably cost you a lot of money, but it's kind of like that. But, like, there's like this fire sale, and we're going to sell everything. Right, and we're selling it, and we're going to sell the whole lot. Okay, so it's like this fire sale, but why on earth am I picking up, excuse me, do you sell legs? Why on earth would somebody want to buy a leg? I mean, is it like a leg of lamb? Or something like that? Or is it Paul McCartney? Or is it someone McCartney or McGinn or something, and it's a fish? And it's my mate John. But like, McGinn. But like, hello, have you got like a leg of lamb? Or like, because Paul McCartney did like, I got a horse, I got a sheep, I gotta give me a good night's sleep, living in a home in the heart of the country. So, yeah, it's kind of like that you go and you try to say, can I have a leg of lamb? And you're like, no, we haven't got any lamb. And you're like, bah. And so that's not funny, bro. That's really not funny at all. Have you got any legs of like pork? And you're like, no, we've got no legs of pork. You know, what do you mean you haven't got any pork legs or pork rinds or something like that? Or have you got any pork? I mean, what is that? Have you got any pork? Have you got any pork rinds? Have you got any pork scratchings? What on earth is that? Have you got any pork? Somebody has to work at a supermarket here, surely. Because I'm picking up like Dow Winton, like supermarket thweep. And like, we're all coming in, and like, have you got any like pork rind? No. Have you got any beef? No. It's all gone as well. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, this company must be selling out a lot of stuff because they haven't got anything left. So, I mean, it's got to be a consumer of food, surely, that you work for or something like that. But whatever it is that's being offered, it's kind of like, well, if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to have to make a decision now. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any left or not, because it really depends if these messages are coming in through the energy of the same people that are working in the shop. Do you know what I'm saying? So there might be something that you want to buy, and that you go to buy it. I'm just not going to 100% be able to tell you that there is any there or not. Because I'm hearing like afraid not, and it's around a Piscean or something like that. So I'm afraid that when I offer it, it's not going to be accepted, or something like that, or an acceptance. Accepting the fact that it's gone. I'm trying to accept the fact that it's gone. So it's kind of like there's something that you really want to buy, but you can't because it isn't there. I'm really picking up like a metaphysical connection for a lot of you that may be in that, but I'm picking up on a lot of like this. I want to buy something, and when I go to buy it, I need to know if it's there first before I buy it. Like, can I try it before I buy it? I mean, what on earth is that? Can I try that before I buy that? Can I try it before I buy it? Drive by. Like, it's kind of like there's something that you want, and you go out for a drive to see if you can find it somewhere else. Like, you might try to get it online somewhere, but you realise you can't. And then you think, oh, okay, there is one for sale somewhere else, and we can drive out to go and get that, but we're going to have to drive. Because it feels like that people are shopping here, like shopping, or like window shopping, or driving out to buy something specifically that a person wants designed for them. Like, it might be clothes, and I can't order them online. We have to go out and buy them, like myself. Like, I can't really buy clothes online. I have to go to a specific place in order for to fit it on and see if it works, right? See if it fits. But like that, like, oh no, I don't want to buy it online. I actually want to go and have a look at it, and I want to like see if it works, and like, I mean, it might be a car or something like that, but something that you wouldn't buy online, something that you would have to travel out to get. Do you know what I'm saying? And it feels like that someone has like an acquired taste, and it's kind of like that you want to go to your favourite supermarket, or like you want to go to your favourite restaurant. Okay, and that we have to go to a restaurant, but we can't order that online. We're going to have to go out to the restaurant to get it. So it feels like a lot of you are probably going out on dates, or like you're going out with your partner, and it feels like, you know what, I don't want to order out, I actually want to go out. So if we want to go out, then if we want like specific foods, like I don't know, like a breakfast or something like that, I don't know, but man, you're all of your reading seems to be around going out on dates, going shopping, and going out with your partner, really. And like, if we really want to eat something, then we don't really want to order it like a takeout, like let's just get burger and chips or something, right? Let's go out and have something like really nice, like a nice restaurant or something like that. And someone's like, yeah, but like, can we go to a restaurant where they sell burger and chips? And you're like, well, you're quite easily pleased. And you're like, well, yeah, to be quite honest with you, like, I don't mind. Where do you want to go? And you're like, well, I don't mind. Where do you want to go? And you're like, man, I don't really know about like past restaurants. Do you? And you're like, well, kind of, yeah, we could go here. And you're like, I don't know, what do they sell? You're like, well, you can get a small bit of fish with a bit of drizzle or shit around it. And you're like, is that all I'm going to get? Like, I could eat that just in one go. And they're like, oh, that's gone. And you're like, fucking hell, bruv, that just cost me like 50 quid. And it's like, well, you wanted to go to a Peshwanki restaurant. It might look nice, but you ain't going to get filled. And you're like, okay, well, I need to fill me cracking somehow. So you kind of like this, like man, your eyes must be bigger than your belly. It's a bit like me. I'd say this is definitely going to be me. I'm holding my hand straight up there. This is going to be me all over, right? But like this, like, okay, then let's go to like a really nice restaurant, and let's, you know, I'll pay 50 quid or like £100 for this nice restaurant. And you're like, what would you like? And you're like, okay, what is that? Well, it's called a Shuang Ha Li Tong Fong. You're like, bro, has that got like burger in it? And you're like, no, but it's nice. And you're like, okay, how much is that? Like 40 quid? Really? £40 for that? Oh, bruv, like, well, I don't want to let her down. So yeah, go on then, bruv, I'll have one of those. And I don't know, just give me like that and that and that. And you're like, brilliant, right? Oh man, I'm fucking starving, right? And you sit there at this swanky restaurant, like waiting for it to come, and it comes, and it's all like avant-garde, and you're like, bruv, what have they got? You're like, well, you got like a bit of fish, and you're like, right? It's got drizzle stuff around it. They're like, okay, hold on a minute, madam. And you're like, yeah, it looks nice, but bruv, I'm starving. Like, so like you cut into it, and you're like, this is lovely, dear, isn't it? Like, yeah, this is nice, and then you're not looking, they're like fucking shove it right in them like that, and you're like, bro, that's gone quick, and it's like, yeah, where's the next one? And you're like, God, bro, slow down a minute. Like, I'm just like finishing, like, can't you just enjoy it, like swallow before you, like, you know, chew it before you swallow? And you're like, no, bro, unless someone's a good old girl and they do swallow. But like, What else? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just hearing that reference of like someone swallows, right? So whatever that is, that's a British reference there. Do you swallow? Because if you don't, you might as well go, right? But like, do you swallow? But I think that when it comes to the food, I think this person doesn't even taste it. It just kind of like, it's gone. It's gone. It's like, nah, it didn't take me long, bruv. That is me. I'm holding my hands up straight up there. Anybody else out there got a food addiction? Like you go to places like that and you're like, bruv, just give me like loads of like something and I'll just like sit here and like, you know, I'm happy with that, bruv. I'm the most cheapest day ever, really, to be honest. If anyone was paying for me, I'd be like, bruv, let's just get a burger and chips. I'm alright with that. Oh no, dear, let's go somewhere. Oh. Yeah, right. But no. Like, I feel a lot of you are going out to a nice restaurant, if I'm honest, to cut with the fanatics, okay, is that you could be going out to a nice restaurant, you could be, like I said, you could be shopping as well, and you're kind of like, well, let's make a day of it, let's make 2 or 3 days of it, and let's go out, okay, so you might be on holiday or something, you've got a holiday coming up, and you're like, you know what, let's travel out and let's go somewhere like really nice, and let's like have some food, let's go to like a different pub or restaurant, and let's have like you know, this, and let's go window shopping, and we might as well go shopping and have some food and do all that kind of thing, you know, go to the pictures, do whatever, you know, like really enjoy yourself. Like that's really what I'm picking up. Like, so I think that things that are coming up for you, I think that at the moment, just kind of coming up to your like July, because I'm obviously doing it before July, is this accumulating of waiting for your pay, okay, and waiting to get paid, and then actually going out and treating a person, okay. So it feels like that when you get paid, you finally think, okay, there's things that I want to buy and there's stuff that I want to do, so I want to do this, I'd like to do that, I would like to go out here, I would like to go to this restaurant, you know, I want to go shopping and there's a certain thing that I want to buy, make a plan to where that's going to be, where they might sell it, and kind of like jot it down as if like, okay, let's just pencil all of this in for like times, dates, and where we could go and what we could do, and let's plan a trip and let's go physically do it, okay. So yeah, let's go to the zoo or something like that, or let's go and see some pussies. Well, I mean, that'd be good, right? As a Leo, is to go to the zoo and have a look at the pussies, but like something like that, okay. So making plans, going out, doing all of this kind of thing. Man, your reading is quite simple, confusing, stuff that works, that doesn't work, but it works. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, after we've kind of like bungled everything in and we've finally come to a decision of where we want to go, when we've got that plan, then we know exactly where we're doing. So it feels like discussing quite a lot of things about where and what and where and all that kind of thing. Okay, and then when you've done that, then you know that when you go, you're going to be able to like fit it all in and do it. So it might be where you're trying to fit all this in within like a couple of 3 days, or like you've just got like a week off work or something like that, and you know that there's certain things that you want to fit in with all of this time, and that eventually you do get to do all of those, but it's making the plans like now, between now and like July, and then in July you start executing all of these problems that you've got coming up in your own head of like, okay, so I'm going to have to organise my time shift and work shift around your life, and then can you have some days off here and blah blah blah, and then can we do that and blah, you know, like someone that's like a social butterfly basically. Okay, so basically, well, that's your channeled messages. That's what you've got that is outside of the realms of tarot, Leo. If you want to watch a tarot reading and let's see what comes up where that could be involving your love or anything above, let's see what that's going to bring up for you and have a look at your tarot. So if you want to have a look, it will come up on the end screen and it will say Leo somewhere, Leo reading for July, and then another reading that tells you about numerology and how I read within those star signs and stuff like that, because this can be a Leo/Aquarius because we're looking at 8, okay. So if you want to, you just click on it and it will take you over. If not, just search the channel and then look for your tarot reading that comes out pretty much straight away after your channel things. Okay, I really do appreciate your time. Like, share, comments, subscriptions, donations, or anything like that. I really appreciate it. And let's see what your tarot is going to bring up, Leo.